Oh, he was an excellent guy. He was a big fella. He was from Battle Creek, Michigan, and boy, he used to just. Did you know he was a taxi driver? The stories he could tell you. Let me tell you, being a taxi driver in that area, Battle Creek, Michigan, just impressive. Let me tell you, simply impressive. He had a lot of stories. Of course, uh, a lot of them were sexual by nature. I mean, there was this one time I remember he was drunk and I was high, and we were standing outside of the gas mart, and he was standing around a group of friends, this taxi cab driver, and he said, "I give more ass than a toilet seat." True story. That's what he told me out loud in front of gas mart. I couldn't believe it. Anyway. Besides that, I mean, he was a tremendous guy, just simply tremendous.
Oh man, let me tell you, I had this friend one time. His name was Steve. I won't say his last name because I'll get him in trouble. But he used to accept jobs from women for cab fare. But it wasn't just ordinary women. It had to be a certain specific kind of women. I think he liked redheads mostly. But these guys, a lot of them, especially the New York cab drivers, they're the nastiest bunch of guys that you'd ever want to meet. In fact, I think I had a couple of them on Fear Factor.
First of all, Joe, let me just say it has been a pleasure coming on your show again. And I really like being here and talking to you. The last time we had a really good time. We were blazing it up. We were getting high. And, well, we're doing it again today, pal. Oh, man. Oh, do I have a story to tell you? Let me tell you something. Hold on.
First of all, let me say it is a pleasure having you on my show once again. And before you get into that story, let me tell you about the story. You guys all know that me and my wife are swingers, right? Well, you remember the story I told you about Oprah Winfrey doing cook off of my dick? Well, there was this one time I couldn't make it to the party, and I sent my wife out there all by herself, and she just approached some stranger off the street and asked him if he wanted a handy, and let me tell you. So she's doing her thing, giving this guy the handy, and then she's sending me text messages of everything that's going on, and it's turning me on, getting me hot, and next thing I know, she sends me a fucking video. That is the hottest shit I've ever seen, and every time I'm on the road out without my phone, I go in my hotel room, do my thing, and I'll tell you, it's the best cum I've ever had, and the only one I need to ever have while I'm on the road.
That is so sweet that you and wife share things like that together. I tell you what, I couldn't do it, because I believe in traditional marriage. I don't share my wife, Melania, with anybody. In fact, Joe Biden the other day was saying some shit, and I swear to God, I about knocked him into next Tuesday. That motherfucker talking about my wife. But it's sweet that you and your wife do. It's sweet that you and your wife do things like that together. And it's also sweet that you only jack off to videos of your wife. Granted, she's with another guy, but whatever. To each his own. I don't really care what two people do in the bedroom. That's their own business. Me personally, I'm against that. I would never do that. But let's just be. But anyway, so what were we?
Yes, and it sure beats the alternative cheating. With my ex-wife, I was on the road all the time, and I was just constantly cheating on her because, at that point, you just have to. But anyway, did you know that if you step on a Lego hard enough, it will actually get embedded into your foot? And then the plastic from the Lego will seep into your skin, and it can actually cause plastic poisoning.
Plastic poisoning from a Lego? Did you know that if you touch a $5 bill, that the ink from the $5 bill can get into your fingertips and down into the bloodstream where your huge veins are and actually cause ink poisoning? I mean, it takes about 30 days to die from it, but it can cause it. Hey, looks like your director guy is waving his big fat arm. And I mean his big fat arm. He's got one arm that is really ginormous, and he's got another arm that's really, really skinny. Hey, wait, Back off of me. Don't you come up into my face with your penis breath. Get out of here. Joe, stop him.
Don't say nothing about his big arm. He's very sensitive about that. See, one time he was jerking off so hard, which is one arm, he got locked into his room for like a week. And when he came out, he had one big arm and one little tiny arm. But anyway, are those orange slices you have in your hand? Oh my God, bro, I have got to have one of the orange slices. And by the way, I said, bro, not bro.
Oh my God, I kid you not. These orange slices are absolute fucking heaven. Now, I think this guy gave to me. His name is Jeremy Orr, I do believe. Jeremy Lee Orr. You ever hear the guy? No, my guy, he's got his beautiful long black hair and blue eyes. I'm not gay or anything, but I'm just saying. Hey, I want an orange slice? Oh God.
Dude, I'm getting an absolute sugar boner for these orange slices. When you pop these orange slices in your mouth and it is just like there's an orgy in your mouth and everybody's invited. Let me ask you a question. If you had to settle for vice president, would you run like after your term is up and then just switch over, just be like, okay, I'm just going to be vice president now?
Joe, you know me, I never settle for second best. And, all right. Being vice president would be absolutely ridiculous, ludicrous, and worthless. However, I do want to make a rule that you can run for more than 2 terms. If I had a rule, one countdown of wood slices are starting to sound like wood polish cleaner. Yuck. Joe, that is orange slice away from me.
Donald, I ain't going to pick up these orange slices. I'm going to take them away from you. I'm going to hop in the other room, man, that hurt my, man, I should not ever hop on my 50s or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I got to go get a glass of tea and light up a cigarette. Would you mind taking over my show for a minute?
Oh, I don't mind taking over the show for a minute. This is a nice chair you got here, Joe Rogan. You know, I once talked to a guy. He walked up to me, and when he went to shake my hand, he had the sweatiest hand. I was like, why is your hand so sweaty? What the hell's wrong with you? He said, well, my hand always sweats when I get nervous. Now, could you imagine that, Joe? I said, what do you got to be nervous for? I'm the one who's the President of the United States. That's when I was President of the United States. Now, man, I'll tell you what, I would have legalized weed a long time ago, had I known how bum-ass it is. It is so bum-ass, Joe. Why didn't you tell me this before? Joe, are you back yet, or are you still taking a piss?
I don't know. I wasn't taking a piss. My wife had called me into the room and she was asking me what cock ring I wanted to wear at night after the show. But anyway, I've enjoyed all of our stories here tonight, but I'll tell you what the weirdest thing is. Seedless watermelon, like how crazy is that you can actually get watermelon now that are seedless, and not only that, but they are genetically modifying all these fruits and vegetables now so that they are just different.
Joe, I'm beginning to think you might have a sex addiction. But anyway, watermelons are weird to begin with. But did you know corn was all screwed up? I mean, it was like little tiny teeny weeny kernels and basically just grass.
I had a dream one time that I was flying on the back of a dragon and shouting to punk music while Flash Gordon theme was playing in the background.
Oh, dude, I love that movie. Flash. Oh, yeah, that's a kick-ass background song. You gotta have that and all your dreams. I remember one time, boy, I was dreaming that I was on the back of a white horse and I was storming a castle, and then all of a sudden the Black Knight came out. You remember the Black Knight, right? Like any... I saw that pointy thing coming at me and I thought, brother, I've got no chance. And then all of this sudden I looked down and I had a grenade on my belt. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So I pulled a pin with my teeth, which I know is impossible in real life, but I did it anyway. I threw the grenade and boom, I blew up the Black Knight and about a fifth of the wall of the castle.
Man, that must be why you are so into building walls. That dream was like an epiphany. If America does not have strong walls, a white knight will blow them up.
No, no, no. What you don't understand is I built the wall to keep out the Mexican cartel. And then Mr. Potato Head gets in office, and the first fucking thing that idiot does is sign away all the good things that I did, stopping the building of the wall. So then the Mexican cartel gets in, and then now all of a sudden, they don't want him. Well, guess what, baby? They're here, and they're here to...
Well, I'm going to have to cut you off here for a second because we got to break into a commercial. If people have noticed watching at home, we have not been blowing out smoke because we haven't been smoking today. We have been doing the Q-Webbles, and not just any ordinary Q-Webbles, but high-time Q-Webbles. High-time Q-Webbles will give you the ultimate high without bringing you that sad low. And if you're diabetic or struggle with weight loss, these Q-Webbles will not give you the munchies like that.
What in the name of Deadpool's Burt Wrinkly penis is a cubable? You kept saying cubable. I think you meant to say chewable. Speaking of Deadpool, and I assume he has a burnt, wrinkly penis because the rest of his body must be burnt. I mean, it can't be just his face. But if he has the powers to regenerate, then how the hell is he all burnt up underneath that suit? I mean, wouldn't that also regenerate? I mean, come on, are we to believe that the cells in his body regenerate, but his face cells don't regenerate? I mean, I've seen his head get cut off, I'm pretty sure, or pulled off by good old what's-his-name when it was ripped in half. So it should have grown back, regenerated, and looked normal. Like the skin should look normal.
Yeah, I'm sure all of his cells regenerated, or otherwise Vanessa would not have been fucking an old burnt wrinkled penis because a burnt wrinkled penis would not have functioned correctly. But I digress. I was in the middle of a commercial, but you know what I think? We should just go ahead and end this video. What do you think?
Yeah, I got to get to court at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, so I am going to go home, eat a few more edibles, and then a whole bucket of chicken from Kentucky Fried Chicken, of course, my favorite, and go to bed. But before I do, I want to go ahead and close out this video by saying, don't forget to leave this video a like and subscribe to the Hebrew channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the video, and God bless America, and good night, everyone. And one more thing before I close out this video. Do.
Hey, what's the matter with everybody? Where did everybody go? Hey! You gonna try this lasagna or not? Am I gonna have to eat the whole goddamn thing by myself? Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, get in here. It's time to manja. Ah, fungu.
That's all, folks.